we're going to assess your quadriceps mobility in this self-assessment. So this isn't an exercise, although it could be used as one as well, but we're really just wanting to test where you're at, because it's so important to never neglect what is happening at the front of these thighs. So this is your quadricep. Right on front, we have a few different muscles that actually connect onto this quad, but essentially they connect from the knee, and then there's one that connects all the way up into these hip bones. So it's really crucial what's happening at the pelvis as well. And any muscle that connects onto the pelvis actually has some control over what happens then movement-wise at the low back. So if my quads are really tense and tight, could that be having an effect on what's happening in the tension and pressure that I might be experiencing in my back? Same with the knees, especially if you have a lot of knee pain, knee tension. Have you been paying attention to how these quads are doing? So we're going to do a quick test, and I'm going to show you two different types of tests. Now, if you feel comfortable getting on the floor, if you feel like you might be able to reach your foot, this will be a good one to use. But if you need to, if you feel like I probably cannot even sit on my knees, or I can't bend my knee that much, then you're probably going to want to grab something higher. So whether it's a couch, a high bed, I'm using the back of a chair here in order to assess, because it's really going to help me to see what's happening at my pelvis and then be able to just assess what's happening at my quad. Essentially, all we're looking for is tightness here. We don't need a specific range of motion. We just need to assess, okay, is it really tight? And then how far might my heel be from my hip? And this is where I'm going to say it's really good to get a camera if you can, like your phone, and just set it up somewhere. And all we're looking for, again, is what's happening in my body. So we're going to talk you through that. And then what's happening from my heel to my bum. So that's what we're going to kind of be measuring. And if you can get a photo of it, a video of it, then you can have reference of where you can come back to, because when you work through the programs that I have below, all the links of the curated programs that really help to improve this mobility, then you'll be able to retest and kind of see if it improved. So first one, we're actually going to lie on your stomach, and you can do this in bed if you can't quite get all the way down to the floor right now. Okay. And all you're going to do is try to pull this heel to your bottom. So I'm going to use my hand first to see how far can you pull that knee to your bottom. This is going to be testing hamstring strength, which is also necessary for when we're talking about quadricep mobility here. Okay. Then I'm going to see, okay, can I reach even for my foot? And then now can you tuck the tailbone under? If I tuck my tailbone under, meaning I'm going to tuck my tailbone under this way and pull my hip bones up toward my rib cage, what does that change the sensation that I feel in my quad? So it's rather than just pulling that heel to your bottom, I actually want to have it stay stable here, and then tuck my tailbone under. Now for me, I feel a little bit of pressure, but not too much. And I can even bend that foot in just a little bit more. Now I start to feel a little bit more intense pressure, maybe down to my knee. So I know that's about where my mobility is. And I can use my video to kind of see how far my heel was from my bottom. Now we're going to test the other side. So especially if you're not videoing this, it's more of a sensation. What am I feeling? Do I feel tighter one side versus another? So a very important thing to just start to assess. So first, can I pull that heel to my bottom? Do I get cramping in my hamstring? Oh, good assessment. Maybe my hamstring's not used to being at this end range. Maybe I'm already feeling pressure at my knee. This is another good thing to note. Okay, if I start to extend my quad, my knee's already feeling pressure, so it's not used to that tension. So this is really good because we want to start to be able to tolerate more load and tension and stretch of that quad without having that knee pressure. However, it takes time to build through exercise and mobility stretching exercises. So next, I'm going to try to grab that foot. Can I grab that foot? That's even one test. And then can I tuck that tailbone under? Now, squeezing those glutes, what do I feel? I don't feel too much pressure. I can start to pull that heel, and now I can even touch my bottom. So I notice that I have less tightness and restriction. I don't feel anything in my knee on this right side, where compared on my left side, again, when I grabbed it, tucked my tailbone, and then started to pull, I feel a little bit of sensation at my knee before I even get to my bottom. So now, without even videoing it, I can see side to side what I feel the difference in that quadricep. Clearly, I need to maybe work a little bit more on my left side more than my right side. So now, if that test wasn't quite happening, you can always stand up. Again, I'm going to put my foot on a higher surface and I'm going to see what's happening. So I'm going to place my foot up here. Now, you can always grab something next to you. So maybe it's a chair, it's a counter, it's a wall. This isn't a balance exercise. This is purely a mobility self-assessment, okay? So I'm going to place my foot up on a higher surface, holding on to something, and then I'm going to see with these hip bones, can I tuck them up toward my rib cage? So hips up, and what do I feel? Do I feel any tightness? I feel a little bit of tightness, but I still feel like it's not that bad. So maybe I can go a little bit closer. Again, tucking under. Can I lean back into it? And now I feel tightness. So again, maybe I want to measure that distance from my heel to my bottom and see where it's at. Next, I'll try the other side. So try the other side. Place it up on the chair. Okay. And now again, I want to tuck this tailbone. So reaching my hip bones up toward my rib cage. So I'm going to tuck under and I start to feel pressure. And then can I lean back? And again, I can lean back probably a little bit more than I can on the other side. So great test. I feel side to side. I felt a lot more tension on my right actually than my left. So maybe in standing, it's a little different. Maybe I need to work on strength, but just feeling the differences side to side. Maybe you felt your back light up. Maybe you felt your knees start to light up. This is a great indicator of your quads may be an issue and maybe why you're having some knee tension, some back tension, some low back SI tailbone tension. Okay. Or maybe the stability of just balancing and trying to do this wasn't working well. So you need some balance and some strength exercises that way. These are all provided, curated in the programs that I created for you. So if you really want to start to improve this and see what can happen when you really commit to working on your body, I really recommend checking out the programs we have below. We have low back, we have knee, we have hip, we have so much to not only improve that mobility, but to improve the strength so that you don't have to rely on some little exercises, but you really start to build that entire body so you feel something different. Don't forget, if you love what you're learning, I have so much more in stock for you. So hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos I've done in the past, and leave any comments of any suggestions that you have for videos in the future. And I can't wait to help you feel incredible and amazing within your body.